Oh boy.
The Yankees lose.
It's a good day, isn't it?
It is a pretty good day.
It is a good day. Welcome back to another episode of Ball Knowers. I'm back. These two are still here. Robbie Basil, Cameron Woolley, Luke Dolan. It's been a very interesting last couple of days. You know, I was out last week. I watched it back, and I think, Luke, you have to say it again. You have to say it again.
The Yankees lose. And you know, something that's got confirmed to me.
You're not even saying it right.
The
Yankees lose.
Yankees lose.
You're
I
not
love
even
it.
saying It's not even great. Like,
How about you say it then?
You say it then.
Yankees lose. There we go.
That's actually pretty good.
That's pretty
David
good.
That
Ortiz.
is pretty good. For a guy who doesn't like the Boston Red Sox, you actually completely nailed that.
I've just seen that video clip over and over over again.
You were lucky I didn't tag you
million
last
times because I have seen the Yankees lose over and over and over again in the playoffs. And
He specifies playoffs.
Yes,
I'll
the
give it,
playoffs.
I guess I'll give them this. Like they gave me the memory of winning the pennant, but
Congrats on beating the Royals and the Guardians. You know, that was a real tough road to the pennant, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was.
You know,
it was pretty easy. That this year it was. I know y'all are probably expecting like a volcanic eruption.
You texted that to us last night.
I was put in a good mood by something this morning. Like, you know, my Sports Grid videos are doing really well. So I'm like, I was kind of put in a good mood by that. Well, that kind of knocked me off. But do not get me wrong, I am still in a very bad mood over this, but I'd rather it go like this. Like, in terms of ways that the Yankees could have lost this series, I sort of had a sinking feeling that if they did win the pennant, they would have lost in the World Series because they did not look super convincing against Kansas City or Cleveland. Teams that aren't really that good. Sure, annoying. They were a pain in the neck to watch play against, but I just didn't really get the feeling. But, you know, Game 5, the Soto homer, you could feel a little bit of magic, I guess, and that sort of juiced me up. I was thinking, you know what, we could beat anybody. And
you're having a laugh.
The first couple games, you know, not for nothing, if it weren't for a couple of bad decisions, and you know who we're going to get to. The one guy who everyone can talk about, and the guy who is rightfully getting most of the blame and most of the ridicule for how this series has gone and why the Yankees season is ending in the way it is. The one guy that we got to talk about here is Aaron Judge. If Aaron Judge is hitting to his Fangraphs page, the Yankees are at the very least up 2-1 right now.
I would say that.
Because in games 1 and 2, Judge had multiple chances.
At the very least, they're not down
to cash in,
3-0.
To cash in, and he was coming in with runners on. And in the first inning, Gleyber Torres and Juan Soto have been amazing at getting on. And Judge has just... he's come up flat every single time. Every single time. And there was all this talk about, oh, the Yankees need a leadoff guy for Aaron Judge. They need somebody who can get on so Judge can drive him in. And then the answer just presents itself out of the blue in Gleyber Torres, someone who was an afterthought going into this playoff run, thinking, he kind of stinks. He's going to be gone next year. And then all of a sudden in the final month of the regular season or month and a half or something, he shows up and becomes the perfect leadoff hitter. And he does nearly everything that is asked of him in the playoffs. He plays decent enough defense outside of game one.
Yes.
And
let's talk about defense. Let's go over that in a second, but continue because defense was a big problem in game one.
And he's getting on, he's driving runners in, and Judge he's done nothing. He's been an anchor. He's been the worst hitter on this team. I mean, maybe like statistically it's Austin Wells, but Judge was brought in to be the guy. He's the captain. He had a 220 WRC plus in the regular season, and he's batting 150, maybe below 150 at this point.
He is below 150. We'll go over his numbers in a second.
Yeah.
And I can say that his legacy as a Yankee, I don't care how many home runs he hits. I don't care how many MVPs he wins in the regular season. I think his legacy's shot. Among Yankee fans, at least, his legacy will be forever remembered as the guy who lost the 2024 World Series for the New York Yankees. And is it fair from an outsider's perspective? It's probably not that fair. And I understand where you guys are probably going to be coming from, calling me entitled and ungrateful and spoiled. I've heard every single label on earth for how I've acted about this team. But as of right now, to me and a bunch of other Yankee fans, Aaron Judge is dead to me. I don't care, dude. I hate that guy right now.
You know that Dorktown video of Barry Bonds not having a bat? Judge is literally playing like he doesn't have a bat.
That's very true. I mean,
he doesn't have a bat. He's been, in terms of postseason ghostings.
This guy's turning to Paul George at this rate. The baseball version of Paul George.
No, but here's the this is like if LeBron went Paul George in the playoffs.
This is Austin Matthews right now.
Yeah. He's
Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews. Yes. Well, Austin Matthews is a good one, but no.
No. Mitch Marner.
That's a better one.
I'm saying as in Judge's playoff ghosting in basketball.
John Starks.
Basketball. Here's the thing. No,
LeBron,
John Starks, Paul George, they're superstars. This is like if LeBron disappeared in the playoffs. LeBron doesn't. LeBron does not disappear in the playoffs. But Judge is in the regular season, puts up these astronomical numbers, breaking all these records. And in the playoffs, he turns into a liability. And Boone refusing to move him in the lineup, I'm sure that's had a ripple effect. But again, he's supposed to deliver. It's on him. And I've had my problems with Boone. He had a major hand in losing game one, which had a snowball effect through the rest of the series. But Judge has been the main reason that the New York Yankees have lost this World Series. I will remember Aaron Judge when all is said and done at the end of his career. If he does not have a 2009 A-Rod type run to redeem himself, he will be remembered as the guy who took the one opportunity that I had at witnessing a championship since I was in second grade and completely wasting it near single-handedly.
I feel like if you even witness a championship, you would find a way to like shortcut it.
He would.
I was in second. No, I would not. No, if the Yankees won the World Series, I would shut up. My content, would be terrible. No. I say this genuinely from the bottom of my heart. If the Yankees won the World Series, no, you're saying if the Yankees won the World Series, you find a way to be picked up. You would. I wouldn't. They would literally win the World Series.
I've known you for 2 years.
They would literally win the World Series. I would not find a way to be mad.
You would be like, Hal didn't lift it right. Didn't lift the trophy right.
I wouldn't.
You would literally be like that.
I would shut up. No, I would genuinely shut up. I would shut up. If the Yankees won the World Series, if any of my teams win a championship.
Oh, Nico Hischier didn't lift the cup, right?
Dude, I am so close to just walking on this show right now, dude. You guys are ridiculous.
Oh, I've got a lot.
You guys are ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous.
Hell should have actually just passed off the trophy to the players first and not even accept it. You would get upset about that.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. That does sound like something that I would have a
they could have won it faster.
I would not care. If the Yankees won the World Series, I wouldn't care how they won it. I would just care that they won it. And it would damage my career because all the viewership that I get comes from me getting angry and comes from me being passionate and driven by my distaste in my teams, especially the Yankees. Like, not how I completely pictured it, but that's just how it's gone. Like with my viewership on TikTok and all that. But I would be happy. You would not see me get very angry on this platform about my teams if the Yankees won the one. And that goes for any of my teams. If the Devils win the Stanley Cup, you would not see me go crazy.
There's more likely of a chance that the Devils at least miss the playoffs than the Yankees.
At least
and it's crazy. They lead the division right now.
I know.
But with like a bajillion more games played. With a bajillion more games played. So like,
but you don't ask how, they just do.
Exactly. Yeah.
At the moment.
And if the Devils are living up to potential, unlike some of our teams.
I don't know. I mean, like the Devil. We'll get to the Devil.
Yeah, we'll get to New Jersey later. But
we'll have we can spare our time for a little hockey.
A little bit later, but I want to bring something up. So we all love numbers. So let's look at Aaron Judge's numbers in this playoff career and this year. Let's go through it. So we'll ask you guys first what we think it is. I think you know what it is already.
Right?
You might. I feel like you've looked at this
his career.
So we'll start with this year's postseason. What is his batting average and OPS?
I think his batting average is below 150.
That is right. We need a number, please.
143.
No. What do you think it is?
Okay, how do I not know this?
In the postseason.
In this year's whole postseason, yes.
It's under 150.
Yes.
Is it higher or lower than what Cam said?
Is lower than what Cam said.
Oh.
And he said
143 is lower than what Cam said.
132.
It is higher than that. It is 140. He is hitting. Let me get into the numbers. He is hitting 140, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs with a 580 OPS. Now let's go into his.
And I should be grateful for that, according to these two knuckleheads.
Now let's look at his. Yes. Do you want to look at his regular season numbers again?
Why should I be grateful? Why should I be grateful for Aaron Judge hitting like that? Why should I be grateful for the guy who's supposed to be the best player on my team hitting like that in the playoffs? Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Why should I be grateful for that?
Well,
I'll tell you why you should be grateful, because do you want to look at his regular season numbers to how you got here? He's the single reason why
I could care less.
Mute him. I need to talk about this because I've been waiting for this for 3 days. And I didn't say this on my show yesterday because I was waiting for this. Aaron Judge in the regular season was one of the sole reasons why you're here. 58 home runs, 144 runs batted in, OPS over 1,100.
He's a really good player.
He's a really good baseball player.
No, he's not.
I mean,
he's not.
Can we look at his WAR? Can you search up his WAR, please?
Oh yeah, let's look at his WAR.
He's a loser. He's a loser. He's a sad, pathetic loser who should never put on this uniform ever again. I hate him more than any other athlete on this planet at the moment. Aaron Judge is a loser. A sad loser.
I'm getting playing with his fans.
He is the biggest loser in this sport.
Baseball
he is a ghost when it matters. Repeatedly, look at his career postseason stats.
No, I got.
Look at his career postseason stats. He's batting below the Mendoza line in the playoffs. Below the Mendoza line.
It's insane, isn't it? Dude, we're gonna get canceled at this rate. GG's
he put up an 11.2 WAR this season.
That's
in the regular season.
Hold on.
Against garbage competition.
Hold on. Let me explain this.
You should know. We've been in this town for years. Your legacy is defined by how you do in October.
We're finished. We're finished.
Your legacy is defined by how you do in October. I'm making a point.
Got you. You know,
I'm making a point here.
Let me get to this point.
I'm just making a point.
Let me get to this.
Your legacy is defined by how you do in October. When you're a Yankee, your legacy is defined by that.
And then we got Jazz Chisholm releasing his own new song.
How about Jazz Chisholm?
He thinks he's
I'm spoiled. You're about to dunk on my team, and I'm spoiled.
He thinks
I'm spoiled. I'm so spoiled. I am just I should be grateful for this. I should be grateful for this, according to these guys. I am just so overwhelmingly overjoyed to be watching this. I should be basking in this.
He did say to me earlier, like last week, he'd rather beat a team in the World Series.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
so let me get into this point though.
But Jazz Chisholm thinks he's Jose Iglesias.
I need some numbers from you again. Can you pull up the Mets numbers for WAR, please?
Sure.
So let me ask you this, Cam. How does it feel to have Aaron Judge have more of a WAR than everyone on the Mets combined?
I would trade Aaron Judge for anybody on your team right now.
Oh, nice. We'll trade you for
Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty. I'll take him. Brett Beatty, Phil Maton. I just want Judge off the team. I just want him. You put any other center fielder in the world.
Francisco Lindor had a 7.8 WAR.
What was the rest of the queue?
In the regular season. You're talking about regular season stats. Yeah. You're not going to convince me that Aaron Judge is helping this team win a championship with regular season stats. It doesn't matter. In October, those stats don't matter. You'd know this better than anybody. Do you care about what Mark Vientos' regular season stats were? I mean, I'm sure he was pretty good, but his legacy, he's beloved by the Mets fans right now because he delivered in October.
Mark Vientos,
he's loved.
A WRC plus of 133.
Lindor is loved by Met fans because he delivered in October. Am I wrong about this?
I mean, he had a great regular season.
He had a great regular season too,
and he was pretty good at the postseason.
Yeah, really good. Hell of a lot better than Aaron Judge, that loser.
Okay, so
he's a losing ball player.
So here's where I want to step in.
Repeatedly, every single year.
No,
Judge talks about enough.
Judge talks enough. You've said enough. I think this is where the group gets into play because we need to talk about some other numbers. You talk about Aaron Judge hitting under 200 in the playoffs. That's a problem. No, I can agree with you.
That's a problem. He's the main.
Let me get into this
an anchor.
But let me get into this point though. Unlike most other teams that have strived,
he doesn't need that. Their teams don't get to the playoffs. Dude, shut up.
Mute him. No, I
need
to
also
get to
some
this point.
things I need to say too.
Let me, because this is where I love getting my point in here because I love numbers. When Aaron Judge struggles in the playoffs, they have had some players step up in that role. Giancarlo Stanton, he's been great in the playoffs. Giancarlo Stanton's been great in the playoffs. Juan Soto, he's hit multiple clutch home runs for you guys. No, not
for
many.
now.
For now, yes. But in the roles where you've struggled with Aaron Judge, you've had someone be able to at least step up in the short term as a clutch piece. Giancarlo Stanton's a perfect example of this. Giancarlo Stanton's having a phenomenal postseason. He may not get on base other than a home run, and he may be running slower than...
I can't believe they send him home.
Oh my God, that's outrageous. But
Luis Rojas still bleeds orange and blue.
So this is where my favorite part comes into play. If the Yankees didn't have a lot of clutch hitting, they would have lost, other than Giancarlo Stanton, Juan Soto, they would have lost to Cleveland. I will say that. They would have lost to Cleveland. Because if Juan Soto didn't have his clutch hitting, you would have lost to Cleveland.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I still think Cleveland was overmatched.
But the one thing I love, this is my favorite stat. Going into games 1 and 3, Walker Buehler and freaking Jack Flaherty had an average ERA of 7.2.
I mean, yeah, Jack Flaherty.
How many runs did they score off of them?
Like
2. And that was a home run by Giancarlo Stanton. Now, you can say all you want about
I should be grateful for that, apparently.
No, because here's where my favorite part about the Dodgers that I didn't talk about 2 weeks ago comes into play. They have multiple pitchers that can step up in the playoffs when you need him to. Jack Flaherty is a perfect example.
They only have 3 pitchers.
Exactly. No, Jack Flaherty he was with the Cardinals.
Yeah, he was
stepped up multiple times in the playoffs for the St. Louis Cardinals. Other than that one year against Atlanta, because he got allowed 7 runs. But
that was like
was bad.
The game 5 against the Braves.
That was game 5 against the Braves. But besides that, there are multiple players on Los Angeles on the flip side that have stepped up in their own right. Freddie Freeman's a perfect example. You talk about that clutch home run in game 1, which I was calling that game. I didn't. That didn't seem like it was real.
You were getting what Mets fans have to deal with in like a decade, in like 3 games.
Yeah, you bet.
It's like a couple.
What did they do?
A couple of years ago.
What did they do to his ankle? That man could not could barely walk.
Of course, the Cinderella story always happening against the Yankees. The story that you just can't hate.
Oh yes, the $1 billion underdogs, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yes,
dude, Shohei Ohtani pulled a Kevin Durant. I just want everybody to know.
Oh yeah, yeah, he did.
Shohei Ohtani pulled a KD.
He did, and people should be talking about that more.
In that offseason, and in the Freddie Freeman free agency, the Yankees didn't go the extra mile to sign him, and he's about to win a World Series MVP in their stadium.
They got Anthony Rizzo.
That's another player that hasn't done anything.
The main question for me is I'm trying here. I'm really trying here to control.
My big point here is this. So you want numbers? Let's bring over some numbers. Freddie Freeman has hit more home runs than your whole team in the World Series. And
I know. Yeah. And what a bunch of this fan base is talking about is, they have too many guys who swing for the fences. We need to get on base. We need to make contact. We need average. You need power. Power wins in October. That is the ultimate be all, end all, everything in this sport.
I mean, you do need those base. You need to get those guys on base. But
if
you don't have power, if you don't have power,
you're not going to win. And all a bunch of this fan base has been talking about is, you need to string together base hits. You need contact.
Which to an extent is true.
And Aaron Judge, and he made a point. He said they're looking at the wrong numbers. Judge, who had input on the team trading for Alex Verdugo, who did hit a garbage time homer last night. And, he's been bad as a hitter.
He also got his leg shredded in game 1. It looked like.
My favorite part about this whole series so far
is how I should be.
No, my favorite part is the one thing that I called game 1 for another brand. I called game 1, and
Robbie.
And afterwards, I was on a phone call for 3 hours with one of a good friend of mine. He works for ESPN out in Massachusetts.
Oh.
And we talked about situations and who we want in situations. So we're going to go back to the bottom of the 9th, bottom of the 10th in game 1.
This is the...
So you could argue, I was surprised.
The manager who I should be so grateful for having.
Oh, you can massacre him. I don't
know what he was thinking.
No, do not yell again, but can
I'm not gonna blow a gasket again. No, but it was due to happen at least once today, but I have no clue. I'm trying to find the right words for this, but
so Luke,
oftentimes.
Luke. We'll ask Luke.
No, I found the word. I found the words.
Oh, you found the words. Okay.
Oftentimes we question whether the fans really know more than the manager.
Ooh.
Like whenever.
That's a good point. Actually, I actually want to get. Cam, let's go to your situation.
Oftentimes we question whether the fans really know more than the manager, but in that particular moment, Nestor Cortez on a bum elbow going into face 3 surefire Hall of Famers in a row.
So here's my
not
question
the move,
for you.
not the move.
He got one up.
Luke, stop trying to defend my pathetic, sad Dallas Cowboy, Toronto Maple Leaf-esque franchise.
Well, at least you make it past the second round.
Oh my god,
you made it past the second round.
And then you make it past dude. I would rather. I said this last night. I'd rather be a fan of the Arizona Coyotes than the New York Yankees.
They're not even a team.
They're not even a team.
Yeah, I'd rather have no team than be a fan of the Yankees.
We're gonna play a little game with Luke because he's got some brains. Cam does too, but he needs to calm down for a second.
I have brains.
So, Luke,
I'm smart.
We'll go with you. You are in this situation with Shohei Ohtani. Are you? So, my thought process was, you have this situation with Cousins. Would you have walked Ohtani? Wait, so what was it? Second and third for Ohtani?
Well, first of all, that whole inning started by Jake Cousins being scared to throw strikes to Gavin Lux. That was where that whole disaster started. That is the Judge Boone Cashman era New York Yankees to a T, making the wrong decision, the wrong move, doing the untimely thing at the wrong time when it mattered. They had Tim Hill. Tim Hill, who has been nails.
Oh, that's right.
Who's been nails.
See, I don't know why he wasn't the first guy.
Wasn't he statistically like getting beaten up by Freeman though?
Wasn't that it's a better move than in the next game he got Ohtani and Freeman out. The very next game.
See, the thing I don't
he got Ohtani and Freeman out.
The thing I don't understand is that why did they walk Betts?
I have been trying to tell you about Aaron Boone for years.
No, so
I have been trying to tell you about this guy for years, but I'm spoiled.
He's hitting over 400 against lefties.
He's over 5 versus Cortez in his career.
That's true, but he's hitting some absurd numbers against lefties. He is a lefty killer. To be fair,
it was 1 out.
It was one out. But my thing here is this: regardless, I think Betts and Freeman equally would have been as dangerous to go out and get the clutch hit. But Betts has done it time and time again for Los Angeles. That's why you walk him. Now, the shocking part for me was the situation in the middle innings on how many relievers you wasted in the 6th and 7th. You wasted Clay Holmes. You faced 3 batters. I think I would not have used Clay Holmes, but that's a situation where you didn't need to burn 75 relievers in the middle innings of a baseball game. That's where the decision-making problem comes for me.
Well,
the lack of
snowball.
Let me finish this. It's a snowball effect, absolutely. Where in game 1, Yankees starting pitching. Who was starting? Oh, Garrett
Cole. He pitched a gem.
He was great.
I wasn't surprised they took him out when they did because they were leading. And with the way your bullpen has looked, I thought they were going to be for sure solid. But the one part I had a problem with, what was the situation in the 8th when they brought in Weaver? Do you remember that?
Runner on third with 1 out.
Why did you bring in Weaver?
I don't know, because backs to the wall, desperate situation. He's the one guy, and the runner shouldn't have been on third anyway.
I know, but
also Canley shouldn't even have been pitching to Ohtani.
I agree with that.
So
I do agree.
Weaver should have come in for Ohtani regardless.
So
this is just everything that I have been saying about Aaron Boone that you guys have been poo-pooing for years, calling me crazy and spoiled and entitled for complaining about Aaron Boone, but now all of a sudden you guys see what I'm talking about, right?
I mean,
you see what I mean? You see what I mean? You see why I lose my mind over this guy every year?
I was never really a big Aaron Boone guy anyway.
I mean, he lost his mind to the point where we might get canceled, but who the hell knows at this rate?
I just, they're gonna at this point they already have someone infield and making up their own son, their own welcome song. So next thing you know, they're gonna have Mary McCheese for the first pitch just because.
Yes.
No, actually, no. They're too good for that. They're gonna get Times Square Elmo and Cookie Monster.
Yes.
Times Square Elmo.
They're gonna get Times Square Elmo and Cookie. Yes, for our first pitches.
Oh my days.
At this point, they're not good enough for McDonald's.
They should be playing. They should be the middle relievers.
Times Square Elmo and
now pitch coming to the game. Times Square Elmo to lock it down in the 7th. But here's my final point. We're gonna keep moving on with this. I think in the end, it's a run that you can have multiple questions about, and that's the way I look at it. You could say a lot of what ifs and what if the Yankees didn't blow it in game 1? What if the Yankees didn't hit that home run to beat Cleveland? That's my favorite what if. What if the Yankees didn't hit that home run to beat Cleveland? Who knows how that
they probably would still win.
We probably would have won that series.
Who would have pitched game? What game was that? Game 4?
The clinching game,
Cole
right?
was pitching in Game 6.
What game was
at Yankees? That was Game 5.
That was Game 5. So but you can't count on it with the way if Cleveland had all the momentum going back to New York.
It would have been in Yankee Stadium.
It's
It's an AL Central team, dude. It's
okay. We had to beat the NL Central. That division is not much better.
It really isn't.
It's not. I mean, do you? Okay, let me ask you this: do you think we got lucky with Milwaukee a little bit?
You had the Pixie voodoo magic.
I mean,
right? A little bit.
You had the voodoo
a little
magic.
bit, but I felt we could beat them.
Yeah,
I felt we could definitely beat them.
Yeah, you were the hottest team in baseball.
So let me go back to you for this. You thought we would have beaten Philadelphia, right?
Kind of.
You thought we were in it for majority.
I saw those games, those last couple of series the Mets played against them. They were playing them really well.
So this is where my final point comes into. Do you really believe that Mets team could have beaten Los Angeles?
I mean, the only way it would have been possible.
Really think about it. Do you think they had a chance to beat Los Angeles? It's a yes or no answer.
Better shot than the Yankees.
Let me get to my point about this.
Probably. I mean, given in hindsight now, definitely not.
There you go. That's
definitely
my answer.
not.
That's my answer. You guys should have had the same belief. You played absolutely no one. You had injuries across the board, underachieving, and inconsistency.
I mean, I only say that because
I should be grateful for it.
I only say that in hindsight. The only way the Mets could have probably won is if the arms actually fell off for the Dodgers. Really,
yes.
If they actually were overused.
If you really think about it, this is my favorite part. Do you know how many injured starters they have?
They have a bunch of them.
They have multiple Cy Young type players on the injured list, and they're going to win the World Series.
Well, I wish that.
The reason they're winning.
Clayton Kershaw's not there.
The reason Glasnow's not.
Well, the reason they're winning the World Series is that they can't pitch Clayton Kershaw and Aaron Judge just fell off the face of the earth.
Tyler Glasnow
if Judge was showing up, this would be a very, very different series. But Judge just decided to ruin his legacy and have quite possibly. I don't know if we got to go back a lot of postseasons for this, but.
Yeah. Well, I think
is it an exaggeration to say that Aaron Judge is having the worst postseason that any high-profile Yankee has ever had?
A-Rod didn't even do this.
That's true. That's true. But I think we got to move on because we've had a couple other teams to address.
So, but also, I just want to end with this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
How does it feel knowing the Yankees are the third best team in baseball?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Dude, you guys are better. Dude, the whole reason why I was praying that the Dodgers won that series was because I knew I kind of had a feeling that the Yankees would have lost the World Series if they made it. I didn't think it would be like this, like a clean sweep. I thought they would at least win a game or two at the stadium, but I thought
have a chance to win a game or two.
Well,
technically,
I thought I'm not counting on it, but I thought that the Mets, well, obviously just matchup wise, I didn't like the matchup, but the Yankees were, again, they weren't really clicking. Judge, if Judge were hitting, this is a different story.
It's definitely a different story.
But I think that the Mets would have rolled this team.
I don't know if the Mets would be up 3-0 though. I guess I don't think they would definitely not be up 3-0.
I don't think so, but I think we got to move on. We've talked over half an hour about these Yankees, but
yes, I want to not put me out of my misery, please.
I think there's a couple other teams we have to address, and I think one of them, and I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to go into the 1:00 game from 2 nights ago.
Oh boy,
the New York Jets and the New England Patriots, and let me get my rant.
Oh boy,
please.
Okay,
all right.
Hold on. This will be a 2-minute thing. I will not keep this long. Ladies and gentlemen, every viewer that we have on this channel, I am sorry. I am very sorry. I am sorry. I'll say it again. You know, when you have false belief and you don't really know how a team is going to perform, you get these expectations that maybe you'll actually do something with your life. Maybe your team will actually do something. The false hope. You have boatloads of talent. You trade for a defensive end that actually played snaps allegedly, though I didn't even see him on the field, to be honest. Maybe he looked like the Halloween ghosts that we'll see on Thursday, kind of like Aaron Judge. But we also saw some of the worst third down defense I've ever seen. I've talked to many people about it before my show yesterday. I watched multiple analysts go through this. If you watch the film from freaking Sunday, the Jets film is the most disgusting thing you'll ever see. It's worse than Tennessee's film because I watched that too. I wanted to see how bad Mason Rudolph played, but Mason Rudolph's film was not this bad. The amount of missed reads, the amount of broken plays, the amount of missed assignments, the list goes on and on. It's a problem. Is there a solution? I'm going to take the words out of Matt Ryan here because he said this on Sunday afternoon. There is no fix. You have to play it out. And with the way that it could play out, the Jets' future is the most uncertain thing in the league right now. There's multiple things that you could say are more uncertain. The Steelers' quarterback situation with Fields and Wilson. You could say the future of multiple head coaches. The most uncertain thing right now is the future of the New York Jets. I could confidently say that. Who knows if Rodgers wants to run with this dumpster fire again? We don't even know who the head coach is going to be next year. We don't know a coach. We don't know who's going to be offensive coordinator. We don't even know half of the staff. And we don't even know who the quarterback is going to be. All we know is that multiple players will want new contracts and multiple people are going to want to get traded. And, Devontae Adams is here for a while. I'm not even a fan of that anymore, to be honest. So the way the Jets are being run, it's a disaster. I've called for Woody Johnson to leave his role and do something and just leave. That's step one. I don't think firing Douglas is step one because you can't blame him for coaching. I don't think so. The obvious scapegoat would be Joe Douglas getting sacked, and I think that's wrong because of the way he drafts in the early and late rounds. I mean, okay, some of his late round draft picks are still here. Ashton Davis is a starting safety. Michael Carter II is a starting slot corner. You could go past the first round. He's drafted Breece Hall. He's traded up multiple times in the first round in recent years to go out and get players of need. He's made some very good draft decisions. Free agency depends on who you ask, to be honest. I mean, day one, we are the equivalent of nothing. We are the Dallas Cowboys on day one. After that, we joined the party. It's annoying for me to watch this team every week, and I will continue to watch this team every week, even though it drains me, brings me more misery. My main issue is this. Can someone in the Jets please address there's a problem? Not named Aaron Rodgers. He could say all he wants that they need to get going. They need to do this and that. But how can we address there's a problem if no one says anything? Where's Ulbrich saying there's a problem? He might not be here next year, and he's the best defensive coordinator the Jets have had in over a decade. I can confidently say that. His defense last year was the sole reason why we were in any games. If you look at it from other perspectives, why doesn't Todd Downing say there's an issue with the offensive line? The Jets just lost to a team who did not have their starting quarterback for over half of this game. We're missing 4 starters on the offensive line, missing linebackers and safeties. And the Jets lost to Jacoby Brissett. That is special. Listen, I could talk about how the Ravens losing to Jameis Winston is more special. If you look at the numbers and how bad the Patriots were, the Jets had 0 turnovers and lost. They had under 300 yards. They had 0 turnovers. They lost by 3. You can blame Greg Zuerlein for a missed field goal and a bad extra point, which, by the way, both bad holds by Thomas Morstead. I'm not going to throw him under the bus because he had like multiple punts inside the 20, but it was a bad hold. He had a lot of punt. Listen, he's the best punter in the league. Prove me wrong. The Jets offense missed assignments on 3rd down. Listen, you're laughing. We laugh more at the Yankees. Well, you're lucky we got out of the Yankees. We could have gone with more numbers. I had 2 pages of numbers that we were going to read to you. The massacre. Let's read it.
Scored 20-plus points, didn't turn it over, allowed fewer than 250 yards. In NFL history, teams that do that are 750-1.
The Jets were the one.
Including playoffs. The Jets are the only loss.
It's insane, isn't it? It's insane, isn't it?
Same old Jets.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm agreeing with you. No, I was laughing when you said he was the best punter in the league.
No, my thing is this. You can say this team is changing. It's like a Pokemon. You could say that it's evolving, but the Pokemon, depending on what it is, depending on what it is, still kind of sucks. That is the Jets.
Yeah, it's like
that is the Jets. It's like when you try to make a new brand of pizza, but it's still terrible. Like nothing is gonna change. If nothing wants to change, I wouldn't even mind nothing changing now. I'll be honest. I wouldn't even mind if they sold a bit because we have no picks. We have no cap space. We have no draft picks. We are turning into the New Orleans Saints, but worse.
I'm going on.
Would you rather keep? Would you rather keep Aaron Judge or be a Jets fan?
Oh, good question.
Ooh.
Now, for reference, I've been a fan of this team since 2011, so I have been a fan of this just as long.
You've never seen him in the playoffs. Oh my god.
Okay, so want to hear this great stat? How many times do you think a team of mine has either won a trophy in soccer or made the playoffs? How many times has this happened?
You're an Arsenal fan,
I am.
So that's not good.
How many league championships have I won in my 13 years of being a fan of a team?
I cannot imagine it's
zero. I can't imagine it's one. Yeah, zero.
Yeah. How many times have we made it to? How many times have we been top 4 or top 2 in a league?
I mean, the Mets made it to the World Series.
So the Mets made it to the World Series.
The Mets were.
Jets never made it to the Super Bowl.
I guess this year you could say that the Mets were the second best.
It's only happened 4 times. And I've followed a lot of teams for a very long time.
In my lifetime, it's happened. Okay.
You've won 2 Super Bowls and made it to a World Series.
Okay.
You cannot say any. You made it to multiple World Series and won a World Series. He deserves to be muted again, but we're not muting him again.
I know. I'm just correcting you on something. I started watching sports in 2011. I caught Super Bowl 46, and I am forever grateful for that. I am.
Doesn't sound grateful for any other.
No, I am.
It was downhill from there.
No, I'm forever grateful. No, but like I'm just saying, like I'm allowed to be. What? So I'm not allowed to be dissatisfied at anything
made a championship.
Else? I'm not allowed to be angry at anything
really.
Because my team won a Super Bowl when I was 7.
You won multiple Super Bowls, mate.
I was 3. I don't remember that.
Arsenal won a championship when I was not even a month old.
Yeah, and you don't count that, right? Well, yeah, and you don't count that, right?
I don't count it at all.
Yeah, you don't
because I wasn't born.
Yeah, because you weren't.
You were born, and your team won a championship.
Born. Yeah, I was alive, but I didn't remember it. That's my point.
I remember the Jets in 2011.
I didn't remember. I don't remember the Yankees winning the World Series in 2009. Like I don't remember that. I'm just saying straight up. I'm not trying to make any other overarching point here because I know we are going to forever disagree on this, and this is going to be a wedge in our relationship forever and ever and ever.
The biggest wedge chat has been this guy ranting to us during the playoffs. And I'm gonna be honest, Luke. I'm not gonna lie, that's made my yesterday when he was ranting during the playoffs. That made my whole day yesterday. I was struggling with notes because that's why I'm wearing the suit today, and I was struggling to focus with the notes, and I was getting so mad that my focus was like nothing.
Then you saw that
I saw his rant, and I'm like, oh, at least I'm not losing 3-0 in the World Series.
Yeah. See,
that's the one way to look at it, but
it's bad. But like I don't know. I guess I'm like,
it's a weird spot.
It's odd because like on one hand, it's like you're in the playoffs every year, and I acknowledge that. Like I acknowledge that the Yankees being in the playoffs every year, like it's like technically looking at it, they're a good baseball team. It's like I know that. It's like I know this. They win games in the regular season, but it's a different standard.
Right.
It's like the Yankees are held to a different standard. Like we know this. We all know this. The standard for the Yankees is the goal is World Series or bust. And you could talk about why the standard is still there. You've said to me multiple times, change the standard. And I wish they did. I wish the standard did change. I would do anything for the standard to change so I could be happy and throw parades for losing in the ALCS. But like it's just different. When I was growing up, I was sold on greatness and championships because that's what my parents had. my dad told me bedtime stories about Bucky Dent and Reggie Jackson, and telling me it's like, you're going to have memories like that one day. I was sold.
I wouldn't know.
I was
other than
sold.
Daniel Murphy being the GOAT.
I was sold.
And then
sold,
we didn't sign him.
I know.
I was sold on greatness, and I've gotten just repeatedly falling short of the ultimate goal. And that, like, if you ever experience it, I mean, like, not just like being bad. Like
you want to talk about being bad?
Like I've experienced bad. Oh no,
you have not.
I'm a Giants fan.
You have not experienced 22 New York Jets. You've not experienced the Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson Jets.
You want to go bar for bar on bad football?
What?
The 2017 Giants.
You made it to the playoffs recently.
You never answered the question if you would rather keep Judge or be a Jets fan.
Would I rather keep Judge or be a Jets fan? Oh.
You have to keep Aaron Judge. You have to keep Aaron Judge.
Kind of have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you've
like
made the playoffs.
It's like picking
than the Jets.
It's like picking which disease you want. Yeah, I'll keep Aaron Judge.
We're getting canceled. All right. So real quick, I'm going to run through some other sports notes before we go into our final a brief couple of topics. The biggest headlines from Sunday: game-winning field goals were reigning supreme. There were more game-winning field goals than I think Jets touchdowns in the fourth quarter, which is hilarious. Shout out to the Falcons not losing, and Kyle Pitts actually living up to potential. I don't understand either.
Dude, those fantasy owners eating good.
The Titans allowed 50+ points in a game. Lamar Jackson blew it against the Ravens. Well, Lamar Jackson is the Ravens. He blew it to the Cleveland Browns, who traded Amari Cooper and lost Deshaun Watson in a span of 3 days.
That's in by subtraction with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. There you go. And shout out to the Eagles with 3 Jalen Hurts rushing touchdowns.
I traded him in fantasy 3 weeks ago.
Why? Why did you do that?
Because he was terrible, and I needed a new quarterback, and I got Brock Purdy.
Oh, God, that's not much better. Well, for fantasy, it might be. But speaking of quarterbacks who are making some noise, how about Washington?
Dude, I miss Dan Snyder.
Is your mic even on? I can't even hear you.
No, my mic's on. My mic's on. Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
It's on.
No, so like with Washington,
I miss him so much.
Okay, so
I miss that guy.
How much?
I miss Dan Snyder.
No, you don't.
As a Giants fan who got to farm multiple free wins and watch a division rival be out of it every single year and not have to worry about them. Yeah, I miss Dan Snyder.
Then you shouldn't be missing Mike McCarthy, because him and his Dallas Cowboys went out and lost to San Francisco while trying to come back.
I hope they keep him.
Dude, I hope they can't.
Hold on. My thing to that is
they kept Jason Garrett.
Hold on.
For
let me bring up this point before we go into the Giants. All-in pushes, How many failed all-in pushes have we seen this year? The Jets,
Cowboys,
Dallas, San Francisco, kind of.
Nashville, kind of right now. Oh, well,
not Tennessee.
No, I mean
Nashville a little bit. Yes,
it's not even Halloween.
I know.
In hockey, and
you want to talk about more failed ones?
The Dream Team Eagles years ago.
But
failed all-in pushes.
The Senators.
Yes. No, fail all-in pushes. Frick, what was the one from? What was it? Oh my God. Well, was it Carolina? Carolina last year.
The Hurricanes last year. How about here's a mythical one.
Columbus Blue Jackets.
No, not that
when they went all in.
I mean, they went all in.
Dude, they beat the 62-win Lightning. They swept them in the first round. They swept the 62-win Lightning in the first round. That alone was hilarious.
Then they lost in the next round.
And that also woke up the sleeping giant
of the Lightning.
Of the Lightning. Yeah. And here's a good pull. The mid-2000s San Jose Sharks, or the mid to late 2000s San Jose Sharks.
No, Detroit. Oh, did Detroit win a cup with Ken Holland?
Yes,
they won a cup.
They won a lot of them.
They won.
No, the back end of the.
The back end. Yeah, that.
I mean, 09 or 08. Yeah. Ken Holland was like the architect of like the Dynasty Red Wings.
That's true. And then when they don't want him to step down, now they
2010s. The 2010s Red Wings is another good example of a bad all-in push.
Yeah. Well, let's go to a team that is not in an all-in push.
The President's Trophy Bruins.
How about the President's Trophy Rangers?
I mean, we got to the conference finals.
You still did not win it all.
I know.
Oh, the 2023 Rangers. That was a pretty.
Yeah,
that was a pretty bad one.
That's a good one.
They got Patrick Kane and Vladimir Tarasenko. Everyone anointed them as like a super team, and then they failed, and then they blew a 2-0 series lead to Akira Schmid in the first round.
That was what a time to be alive.
And that was the last time you were relevant.
Yeah, that was the last time we were.
I mean, they're off to a good start, but they've played like way more games than everyone else.
But the Devils, I don't really.
Let's go into final quick points, Luke. I know you want to touch on Alexi Lafreniere's new contract. We'll touch on that last, but real quick, Cam, we'll go into the New York Giants who lost last night. I mean, if you look at the numbers, I think the big thing for them was one, they got lucky because George Pickens had multiple touchdowns rolled back, but it still wasn't a great game for the Giants. I mean, it was an okay game for the Giants offense, but Tyrone Tracy,
dude,
what a performance he had.
I am liking what I'm seeing out of him.
He didn't got in the concussion protocol, though.
He is in concussion protocol. 140
concussion protocol.
Maybe he's in concussion protocol because he wants to leave the team, but who the hell knows? The Giants had over 400.
I mean, if Daniel Jones was my quarterback, I'd have a headache too. So
Ken Holland was the Jim Neal merchant.
Oh my god!
When he was a scout for the longest time.
Wow. That's a name.
Dude, Jim Neal. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jim Neal was the scout. Yeah. Dude, Jim Neal's doing.
What is he up to now?
I got
He's still with the Stars, I think.
He's the GM. He's the GM of the Dallas Stars.
He's GM of Dallas. Wow,
he's been there forever,
dude.
Like a while now.
Not for nothing, dude. That Dallas team is pretty good. That's another team that can't really get over the hump.
Yeah,
I have a feeling they will though.
Probably.
And they
in hockey. Well, in hockey, it's always like there are teams that sort of slam their head at the wall and eventually they break through.
Eventually, yeah.
I mean, that's what happened with the Capitals. That's what happened with the Lightning. That's what
I guess I guess it's kind of with the Penguins between 09 and 16.
Although the Penguins already won a cup.
I know, yeah.
So.
Yeah. But now they're old and now they suck. But
I love
real quick, Giants, biggest takeaway.
My biggest takeaway from this, I mean, it's that Daniel Jones, he
wasn't awful, but he wasn't great.
But he still made some bad decisions, though.
The interception was pretty bad.
Yeah, but there's some bad interceptions. I mean, they're not going to do anything with him. And obviously, like the Deonte Banks story, that's something to follow too.
What happened?
He got hurdled by Najee Harris, and Brian Dable kind of yelled at him and benched him.
Wait, you got hurdled and but that's something you'd see in high school. Like I've never seen that before. But real quick.
Well, Deonte Banks also
he hasn't been great. He's not been
contention
great
with him.
Yeah, he hasn't been great.
Joey Porter Jr. got drafted after him, by the way.
I know, it's crazy. But the one thing that I loved was the what was it? Let me go back to the numbers. Was it the 2-point try?
That 2-point hole.
That was like the Washington fake field goal against the Giants in 09.
Oh my, that's a good one. Yeah,
where they telegraphed their play before after a timeout and just did it again, and then we were ready for that.
That was I looked at the Jets' offensive line. To be honest with you, the amount of missed blocks was amazing.
That was just confusing.
If they had the blocks, he had it. That was a touchdown. That was a 2-point conversion. But no one.
I just don't understand.
I just hope they don't fire Shane and Dave.
I don't think you can.
I don't think they're still trying to fix a lot of get up and stuff. Because
Dable definitely said Shane. The drafting has been a little questionable. I mean, Deonte Banks over Joey Porter Jr.
I actually didn't hate that.
I mean,
initially that was
also I think Banks could be a pretty good CB too, but
your team hasn't. Wait, so when did Banks get drafted?
23.
Has your defense been good at all?
It's been okay this year.
It's been okay,
it's been pretty good this year.
Like your team as a whole is okay. Joey Porter was thrown into the contender and has been playing as if he's playing for a contender. He's playing to the level that he's supposed to. I think Deonte Banks is playing kind of the way that you guys are playing, as mid, but has potential.
I think that's potential. It's like I'm confused. I think Deonte Banks can be a really good CB2, but the Giants need. I've said this repeatedly. The Giants are a shutdown corner and a real quarterback away from not being a real joke, because they have good receivers. I mean, Malik Neighbors
we're gonna end with this, but continue. I'm sorry.
Like Malik Neighbors just going nuts. I mean, being open all the time. Imagine there's a quarterback who can actually see when he's open.
I know.
And throw to him downfield.
I will. You're in for the day.
Yeah, but real quick before I read off a final statement that'll end our show. Luke, Alexis Lafreniere, big contract extension. What is your reaction to that?
It's a really good contract. It's a really good contract.
I was shocked he didn't get more.
I hate how good of a contract that is.
He should fire his agent.
Oh yeah, his agent should be banished to where's he from?
I don't know.
There you go. You should be banished back to your home country.
Yeah, but he didn't even break $7.5 million per year.
That's insane.
I thought for sure he was going to be like 8 by 8 at least, which would have been a okay deal anyway. But this is like great. With the cap going up, hopefully. And
yeah, with the cap's supposed to go up again, I believe.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Unless there's some other world-ending
yeah, well, we'll see. But, I mean, I like the extension from Lafreniere. I didn't think you were going to get it done. I was really not hoping that
Shesterkin is the real.
Do you have cap? Do you have cap to resign him?
We should. We're going to get rid of Jacob Trouba probably this offseason.
Who is that?
I mean, you also said you were going to get rid of Jacob Trouba this past offseason.
Well, so. we were, and then things happened.
Yes, things did happen, but
things happened.
He didn't waive his no trade clause.
Yes, but because
shocker, he likes his family.
Yeah. Oh, he loves his wife. Please.
Wow.
Wait,
is it okay to do that? Is it okay to like your wife?
Damn.
Is it?
I was being like sarcastic. It's perfectly fine.
There were people who were actually asking that for some reason.
It's perfectly fine.
Wow, that's crazy.
Although, I mean,
he's been okay. He's been okay. He's been okay.
I'm not at all an expert on relationships.
Soccer. When you have two good feet, you play better. You don't have a broken ankle.
I know.
Play better.
Well, we'll see how the
they also got signed
Lafreniere contract goes on.
That was a great deal. I liken it similarly to
the Jack Hughes contract.
What is his contract?
It's like 8 by 8.
That's not bad.
That's
a really good contract.
When did he sign that?
2021.
That's not bad,
Yeah,
I thought I was like
for like the 60 games he'll play every year.
Yeah, facts. But I think we have to mute Cam for this last line because we're gonna end it on this. We have an Aaron Judge statement, Chad. Hold on. No, mute him. Mute him. We're ending it on this. We're ending on this. So this came out 40 minutes ago. You want to be getting the hits. You want to be doing your job. I'm not doing my job right now. I have to pick it up. We'll see if he can pick it up as the series goes on. Game 4 of the World Series tonight. What is our picks for the game tonight? Cam?
You know me, dude.
He's picking the Dodgers. Love it.
Who's pitching for the Dodgers tonight? The bullpen?
Bullpen. I'm going Yankees because they're being the bullpen like the Mets did.
You know what? Because the Yankees are going to make this big comeback. It starts with Game 4 tonight.
You're picking Los Angeles, aren't you?
I'm picking the Yankees because they're going to make the big comeback. You can't win in 7 if you don't lose 3, Cameron. Have some hope here.
That's true.
Luke, Luke, I hope you're right.
Oh, wait.
Right.
Wait, you made a deal, right? With us?
Wait, does that deal continue? Luke, we'll see about that next week.
I told Luke that I would give him $100 if the Yankees won the World Series.
That's insane, dude. Well, we'll see how that works. We'll see that on the next time of Ball Knowers. That is the end of today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe to the WIUR Gales YouTube channel. For Luke Dolan and Cameron Woolley, I'm Robbie Basil saying enjoy Halloween. Hopefully the Yankees don't vanish into oblivion at the end of this week, and we will see you guys next time.
Happy Halloween.
Hit the music.
The Halloween one. Yeah, there we go.